So good tongue-in-cheek stuff there. And you know what we discovered by doing this was two things. Number one, the court jester can get away by by telling the truth, by saying the truth. He can say things that other people may not be able to say, because when you say things in satire, when you say things in comedy, many times you can say things that are very serious, and you can say them in a way that gets communicated and somehow or the other just sort of penetrates across society. And the second thing that we discovered was we've got to start doing politics in a different way. We've got to start thinking about politics in a different way, and we've got to start doing politics in a different way. Politics shouldn't be just about me standing over here and telling you what to do and what not to do. Sure, that should be part of it, but especially if it's me we're talking about. But anyway, it's got to involve, in my opinion, culture. It's got to involve literature. It's got to involve creativity. It's got to involve young people, and it's got to stop being didactic, and it's got to start being dialectical and creative. And music was, and theatre, and culture in general, literature, gave us a fantastic avenue with which we could take a political message which is, to be fair to Jalib and Faiz, some of it is pretty hard stuff. I mean, some of the Urdu poetry is pretty hard. And some of the ideas behind that poetry are even harder than the words might be. But through music, through poetry, through culture, through street theatre, it gives us the opportunity to take those ideas to the people, to young people especially, who might feel cut off from that tradition, just as I was. I knew, because of my own family, interest in literature, and especially left-wing literature, I knew who Faiz Ahmed Faiz was, that he was a great poet, and he was a radical, and so on and so forth. He went to jail. Aside from that, I didn't know much else, but all I knew was, if somebody says Faiz Ahmed Faiz, I say, oh yes, what a great guy, yes. Faiz Sahab. Usse aage, beyond that, I knew nothing. And it was the same with respect to Habib Jalib. Habib, oh yes, great man, lived his life in poverty and struggled for the people. Anything else you know about it? No. But don't tell anyone you don't know anything. If you shake your head hard enough, people will think you know everything about it. But anyway, and that's pretty much what I knew about the left in Pakistan. Whether it was Sajjad Zahir, we were talking about Hassan Nasir, we were talking about whether it was Nazir Abbasi, we were talking about. I mean, none of us knew these people because, of course, their whole struggle, their lives were obscured from our generation. Instead, of course, we knew about Muhammad bin Qasim, not that we shouldn't know about him, and we knew about General Ziaul Haq and Maulana Maududi and a lot of other people. But I think that we failed to celebrate some of the great writers and artists who struggled for the people. And so one of the songs that I did was the next song I'd like to play for you, which became became the song that was being played on all the Geo channels, the Geo network, while this huge movement was going on. And it's a song that our band came to be most